My bounty predictions for pirates and marines in One Piece post-wano.
このジョルノ・ジョバーナには有利だ。
Now, based off the events of Wano, we know Zoro and all of Luffy's other companions are now more valuable in the eyes of the government. But because of Buggy, now the hunters have become the hunted. So this isn't just about pirate prediction, but also about marine prediction. We've got bounties all across the board. Now I would like to start with the rooftop boys, Roronoa Zoro, Yamato, and Killer. For Zoro, depending on how biased the media is, an accurate prediction is probably around 1.5 to 1.8 billion berry. He not only fought Kaido and Big Mom, but he also used advanced coding of Conqueror's Haki, and he defeated King. King's bounty was 1.39 billion, and since Zoro already had a 300 plus million, just add King's plus a little more. Killer is a bit harder to calculate since he started at 160 million pre-time skip and raised to 200 million. I think Killer may now eclipse 500 million, but it's probably a bit too soon for anything higher than that. And as for Yamato, just as a starter bounty, 650 million. She has an ancient Zoan, mastery of Haki, and even blood relation to a former Yonko, and would be serving under another Yonko. This seems high for a starting bounty, but remember, Kid fought Kaido when he had a 550 billion and ended up going to 3 billion. Sorry, 550 million to 3 billion. So, yeah, bounties can jump pretty high pretty quickly, and just as it happened to Kid, it can probably happen to Yamato. The rest of the Straw Hat crew and also Buggy and Mihawk are next. Now that Mihawk is a pirate again, it's safe to assume he has a bounty again. I would say anything less than 2 billion is extremely disrespectful. You can even argue that his should mirror Shanks's, but that's a discussion for another time. Buggy has this cross-guild faction now, so I don't see him being under 2 billion either. As far as the Mugiwara crew, I'm not gonna go too in-depth because there's like 8 of them that I haven't mentioned yet, but let's list. Sanji 890 million to 1 billion. It could raise depending on if he's still listed as a Vinsmoke because they're currently raising hell on Whole Cake Island. Nami is probably around 300 to 400 million. Robin and Jinbei roughly 600 million because both had quite a bit to contribute to the win and both are pretty famous outside of the crew. Chopper 79 million berry. Please stop with the pet gag, please. Usopp / God Usopp / Sogeking, whatever they want to put on there, 340 million, maybe even more. Frankie is a solid 230, and I could see Brook around that same level. Lastly, the Marines. We do have to be somewhat realistic, as we don't know exactly how much money Buggy is willing to dish out, but I think an accurate guess for most Marines would be 200 to 300 million. I would say Momonga and the other Vice Admirals fall in this range. A step above, Garp would probably be over 1 billion, and as for Admirals, 3 billion apiece, with Akainu being around 4 billion. But I think one more name would be important to mention, Smoker. Smoker has encountered Buggy multiple times, and this may have led to Buggy disliking him or deeming him more important to capture. So, maybe Smoker would have a higher bounty than most. That's the video, boys. Sayonara.